a lot of bloody angry-sounding horses those lot happen to have, is it not? Yes. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of bloody angry-sounding horses those lot happen... Alright, let's try that again. Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this live streaming event as we just deal with a few technical problems here and there. Alright. RaiderZ. What is RaiderZ all about? So, RaiderZ is a game by the company that brought you Guns. You remember Guns the Duel? Yeah, they did a few cool things. RaiderZ is a game by them, and it's being published in the US by Perfect World. So, Perfect World asked me, do you want to play some RaiderZ at higher levels, stream it, do a few giveaways, and show people whether or not the thing's any good? It's like, yeah, we can do that. That sounds reasonable. I mean, I've covered RaiderZ in the past, so seeing it now on the launch is really kind of neat. Alright. Let's get in it, shall we? We're gonna see what's going on. First things first, I'm gonna have to set up my skills, because this is a level 35 character, and I have essentially no idea whatsoever to do with it. I played some very low-level stuff. This is much, much higher. I do look like kind of the Phantom of the Opera here. I'm not entirely convinced as to my fashion choice, but we can make that work. Okay. I'm gonna need some help with the specking. So, let's see. Right, what do we got? Skills, okay. So, I want to go mostly into Berserker. I actually could probably do this myself. I do want to be more of a two-hander. Do I actually have a two-handed weapon? I do, as it happens. No, that's a one-hander. That's a one-hander. That's also a staff. Oh, standard greatsword, yeah. That would be great if it were not horribly weak in comparison to what I already have. So, I guess I'm going to stick with a sword and board for the time being, because this is a longsword of fusion, which is significantly superior to the other weapons that I currently have at my disposal. So, let's have a look and see what we can see. What are these guys set up? So we have a Berserker here. This is a few GMs who happen to be helping out. I have no idea. This is very clearly not good armor. I don't know who told you otherwise, but it's not. This guy, is that a cleric? He looks glowy. I guess he might be a cleric, so I suppose I'm going to be doing sword and board. Okay, so I'm going to do tanky stuff, I guess. Let's have a look. Okay, so under Defender, what do we have under Defender? I have 34 skill points. Strike of Ruin and Stunning Smash are my best friends. Okay, so let's start with Strike of Ruin then. How the balls do I... Huh. Requirement Style Mastery Berserker. Oh, it set me up as a Berserker by default, so I guess I'm gonna have to be a Berserker one way or the other. The character was set up as a Berserker, so let's have a look and see what's available. So you can see Crush right there, that's just your basic smacking around attack. You also get a bunch of additional stats every time you go into it. Nocturne, which is a jumping strike. And then Vanquish as well. You've also got a bunch of masteries here. Again, I can't actually get any of these yet. I do need to get a bunch of these. I love how they... they seriously did just censor passives right there. That's amusing. I think they may need to just dial back on the swear filter just a little bit. Well, this is kind of awkward because I don't actually have a good weapon for this. And the character's actually set up as a Berserker. I should probably let these guys know. It's set up as a Berserker, but I have Defender equipment. So I can't grab Defender abilities, it seems. Would be good to know. Incidentally, for those who don't know, we're going to be riding around this area, Riode, and hopefully smashing up pretty much everything we can. Currently at level 35. It would be a little awkward to do, because these Berserker abilities don't actually work without a two-hander. I don't know what most of this gear is like. One assumes that it's set up very specifically for taking damage rather than dealing it. As you can see right there, that's the equipment I'm currently wielding. I can use the standard Warhammer, but it's not exactly level 35 material. In fact, it's actually quite the opposite. So that could be a problem. We may have to get the staff to change a few things around here. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to... Yeah, I guess so. Okay, we can do that then. Let's go with that. That seems like a fairly reasonable plan. Alright, so let's spec into stuff that involves smacking things about a bit. Let's have a look. So, dodge attack. Alright, well, that's going to be useful. Let's grab a rank of that at least. So I have 33 skill points available. I want to be a little bit careful about how I actually use these. Buffalo charge and war weapon mastery. Don't think we need the passives at the moment. So let's just go to... Okay, so I've got one rank in that. Maybe grab a rank here as well. Sounds good. So you need to use 5 skill points in total here in order to advance to the next one. So I guess we can't grab masteries either. Huh. How on earth do you spend that many skill points? Do you... That's rather interesting. As you can see, I'm trying to spend skill points here. And I am incapable of doing so. To get to the next rank, I need to have spent 5 Berserker skill points, but there are not 5 areas where I could actually spend that many skill points. That's unfortunate. Odd. Very odd. Huh. How the hell does this work, then? Oh, I guess I just grab a second one in Warmet. Alright, so that's how it works. Alright, got it. Fair enough. So that unlocks these 2 masteries. And, allows you to equip chain armor. I think I'm already wearing that, actually. Alright, so what's the next rank down? Neutralize, that's an interrupt, yeah. Everyone needs a good interrupt. Let's go with that. Triggers the outrage effect. Not that I have any idea what that does. Okay, so one of the GMs is off to get some items in order to make us a good sword. Suppose that works. Let's grab second rank in that. As you can see, there's 4 different skill sets available. Once you've mastered one style, it seems like you can dip into the others. You'll notice the style mastery right there. So I can't dip into any of these until I've mastered Berserker to some degree. Alright. Let's grab... Should probably grab another rank in Crush, because that's kind of a bread and butter. Buffalo Charge. Usually I'd say, hey, let's just keep this at 1. Drop another one in there. What's the next mastery? Oh, these masteries just unlock. Oh, they unlock by default. Okay, fine. Right, that's the Berserker Mastery, and then you can dip into this. I see how it is. Doesn't take a huge amount of effort. So these guys are just going to go get me items to make a 2-handed sword. Could add more into Neutralize. That takes us down to the next tier, as you can see here. No Mercy, so increased damage for crits. Increased movement speed, so that's a dash. And Nocturne, which looks to be absolutely absurd. So let's try and grab that. I think we'll probably ignore No Mercy for the moment. Try to get some of these effects up to maximum. And there we go. 3 out of 3 in Dodge, which takes us down to Upward Strike. So that's a debuff effect. Tranquility restores 50 stamina. If Outrage is active, it also restores... Yeah, that seems great. I don't know what it is, but it seems awesome. Let's just focus entirely on Berserker at the moment. You'll notice there's a bunch of skill points there used in the different trees. I still have 19 available, so I think we can maybe speed things up just a little bit. What do we got here? Yep, let's get Furious Dash up a bit higher. Let's get Berserk up to rank 3. There we go. Let's grab that Upward Strike ability, which takes us down to the next tier. Armageddon Crush. Yeah, anything called that is either a delicious frozen drink or something that I want to be using. A knockback, sure. Why not? Let's grab another rank in that. And another rank in that. Let's go up to 5 on that. Takes us down to Vanquish. Excellent. A few more ranks in both of these. Take this up to rank 3. Also, Escape. Ah, yeah, that might be kind of useful. Let's go with that. It's going to be a little tricky to learn all of these, but we can go with it. Tornado. Controlled Madness. Whatever that is. And Blood of the Berserker. When you are hit by an attack, which shouldn't really be happening, I suppose, but Guess we can go with it anyway. You'll also notice there's a bunch of passives that have kicked in as I've gone further down here. Let's do equip plate armor. It's weird. I don't even know what armor I'm currently wearing. I guess it looks platey to me. Let's grab a point in that. So we have 3 skill points remaining. Do I want to drop a few more into Vanquish? I think I probably do. Let's just avoid most of the passives for now. Let's go to rank 3 Armageddon Crush and rank 3 Bash. Alright, I don't know if this is optimal, but I'm going to go with it anyway. It's 35 points in Berserker. And it's filled up my bar with a bunch of stuff that I do not understand. Wonderful. Well, I won't be able to use it yet because I don't actually have a weapon to use it with, unless, of course, I want to equip the rank 1 sword here. Yeah, how hardcore is that? I'm going to be hitting for about 3. Okay, I need to have a look at this stuff, find out what it is. Okay, this is... So that's dodge attack. So that deals damage. That's kind of a... Crush is kind of a primary bread and butter. Yeah, stop showing off. Good lord. Look at that. Yeah, la-di-da. Well, I guess I'm being teleported around by the GM here. Now we can have a look and see what's going on. Greetings. Your horse is impressive, your armor not so much. Help, help, my weapon is terrible. Okay, we shall accept the trade request. What do you have for me, strange Santa woman? Great sword of the Grand Wall, as well as a bazillion runes. I don't know what any of these things do, but they look great. Now I'm... Whoa. Whoops. Switched out to the wrong weapon there. Craft it there. Okay, craft it where? I guess I'm talking to one of these guys about that. Just any of these, I suppose?
I have just what you desire.
Alright. No, that's all armor. He's chain. Oh, plate. Weapon artisan. Okay, I see. Get over there out of the way of the big horse.
Take a look for yourself.
Alright. Great Sword of Silence 34. Ooh, alright. Now that's a one-hander. There we go, two-hander. So what does that do exactly? Hits like a truck, by the looks of it. Also has jewel slots in it. Yeah, let's go with that. That seems reasonable. Well, it seems like it costs an awful lot of money, and I'm not entirely convinced that I have that. Receive the following recipe. Do I have what I need? Yeah, looks like I might. Alright. I've received the recipe for the Great Sword of Silence. Now how the hell do I craft it? Let's look in the inventory. What am I looking for here?
Take a look for yourself. Have a good day.
I have a feeling I might have missed something. Alright. Give me some cash then, and we'll see how this turns out. It's a little tricky, of course, to learn games like this from this state, because we're jumping all the way to level 35, which is fairly advanced. Just waiting for some cash. No, maybe not. So what I essentially have here is I have a recipe. At least I thought I had a recipe. I don't appear to. Alright, I've got to log out. Sorry guys, as I said, this is a bit tricky to start with. Now, how on earth do I log out without quitting the game entirely? Because quit actually quits the game, which is not what I was looking to do. Slash camp. Nope. Slash log. Nope. The standard does not work out so well. How on earth do you log out? Not under any of that. You'd think it would be escape, but that actually just brings you to quit. Which is not actually what I'm looking to do. Because that will involve restarting the game entirely. Character select, yes. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna let these guys just fix this up a little bit, and after that has done, we will be right back. Essentially just waiting for the character to be set up. This did get set up a few minutes prior to the stream, so unfortunately it would appear to be lacking in a few things, including the cash required to get the weapon set up that we're looking for. So once that's all resolved, we'll get into the game and spend a good few hours investigating and seeing what's going on with it. Thanks for your patience, folks. Alright, folks, looks like the problem has been resolved. Once again, very sorry for that. There were just a few teething problems with the setup. Just gonna log back in right now and we can actually get started properly. Should have the cash that I need to make this work. So I was trying to craft. We were trying to make a better sword. This character was set up with the wrong weapon set, which is a bit problematic. If you want to be a berserker, you need a two-handed weapon. I had a two-handed weapon, but it was level 1. My character is level 35. It just doesn't really work very well. No. So, let's try and craft this time, shall we? The Great Sword of Silence. I do apparently possess the recipe for this.
Have a good day.
So now I need to get this all sorted out. Lord knows how I do that. I know there was a recipe tab right here, but... Character, cash shop, no. The fun of learning a new MMO from about halfway in.
Take a look for yourself.
As you can see, that's what the thing's supposed to look like, which looks great. However, and I believe no, it seems like do I just have the item right now? Did it automatically make it? Hard to say. What am I wielding? It doesn't look like it. Alright, let's have a look at the character, try and figure out what's going on with it. That's the standard greatsword, so that's not the right weapon. There it is. Okay, so that has now been sorted out. And I believe, by the looks of it, I didn't have this set before. One assumes this is more appropriate. Alright, yeah. I would say that's a bit more appropriate than previously. That should do the job quite nicely. There we go. So I'm now equipped to chop things into tiny little kibbles. Excellent. Now all I need is my GM friends to bring me back to where I'm supposed to be, and then we can actually kick it off and get started. In the meantime, I guess I can have a look at some of these abilities and try to figure out a rotation of sorts. So this is a dodge attack, which no, that's Armageddon Crush. That's not a dodge attack at all. That is not reading properly. That's confusing. Alright, that's Buffalo Charge. So we clearly know that that is the case. That works as intended. Wonderful. Excellent. There's our GM friend who is lacking in clothes, who's going to be inviting us momentarily. So this is neutralize. No, does it...
This skill is not yet available.
Upward strike / dodge attack dodges. Alright, yeah. Oh, it combos. Right. Okay, I see. So there's a combo follow-up. This is fairly similar to the way that Terra does it. So if I start with this, you then combo immediately, assuming that it's actually off of cooldown, into an Armageddon Crush. So that's why that appears. Alright. So that's a dodge or an upward slash. That's going to have a dodge effect. Then you combo into Armageddon Crush for mega damage. Neutralize combos into dodge attack. So I can neutralize, then dodge. I can then combo into Armageddon Crush. Interesting. Okay. So that all links together. Does it link together in a logical way? I think it kind of does. Sort of. Maybe, maybe not. Alright, what else do we have? So 5 is Berserk. This triggers the Outrage effect, which makes my sword go all fiery and such. So one guesses I... Oh, that's unpleasant. Okay, so I can kick the crap out of people with that. That's the Furious Dash, so if you want a bit extra skill, that seems to be the way to get it. Wonderful. Let's see what else do we have. 8 is Tranquility, so that's regain some stamina when need be. That's Upward Strike, which can also be followed by Vanquish by the looks of it. So, once again, there's another combo that's available. That's your kind of standard attack. You can block and, of course, you can dodge left and right, too. Good. That's what I like to see. Yes, I won't be dueling anytime soon. Thank you very much. What else do we have? That's Bash. Is that do I need a shield for that?
This skill cannot be used while moving.
I wasn't moving.
This skill cannot be used while moving.
No, seriously, I'm not actually moving.
This skill cannot be used while moving.
Yeah, stop wasting my time. What else do we got? Armageddon Crush is on F1. Escape is F3. F5 has Controlled Madness. Which does what? Cancels the madness effect. Alright.
This skill cannot be used while moving.
There's a couple of skills that just don't seem to work for whatever reason.
This skill cannot be used while moving.
Which is interesting. I'm not really sure why. Alright, well, one way or the other, I've just got to wait for our GM friends to take us back to where we're supposed to be fighting, and then we can actually get some stuff going on. Preferably away from most of these people. That would be wonderful. Need to remember where exactly, or who exactly I was supposed to be doing this with. They've all disappeared, so I'm just going to try and get in touch with them. Unfortunately, they're not able to watch the live stream because... Whoa, that tanked the frame rate a bit. Because their firewall at the work actually blocks it, which is inconvenient. Alright, I'm going to find out what's going on, and I'll be right back, folks. Once again, sorry for the delay.